This is another episode of Talks with Tyler ISD, a podcast about the passionate people who have a heart for students. Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Tyler ISD. I'm your host, Jennifer Hines, and joining us today is the new principal at Peete Elementary School, Anais Favela Jaimes. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad to have you on Talks with Tyler ISD. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that you moved here when you were 6 years old and could not even speak English. Tell us a little bit about your journey, because you went through Tyler ISD.
I sure did. So first of all, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And so I was actually born in Mexico. I came when I was 6 years old, did not speak any English. I went through the Tyler ISD bilingual program myself, so I can definitely relate to our bilingual learners, really to all the kids, but specifically to the bilingual learners that are acquiring a second language. That's something that, really shaped my life throughout, and I had to learn English, and
it really makes it where you can relate to the students that are struggling to learn a second language, and you've already been in their shoes, and so you can, be right there with them to encourage them. That's really neat. Yes. It's kind of come full circle. What made you go into teaching?
Oh my gosh, ever since I was a little girl, I was that kid that played teacher with my younger brother. I was always the teacher. He was my student. I'm sure he was so tired of me. But that was always a goal of mine, to go into teaching. I loved it. There's so many teachers that shaped my life. I was the student that would go back every summer and help, specifically my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Hicks. I used to go and help her set up her classroom every summer. So I always had that love and that passion for the school, and that's no doubt what I wanted to be, a teacher, when I grew up.
And so you've done the teaching thing, now you're moving out through leadership. Tell us a little bit about your leadership journey and the roles that you've held here in Tyler ISD.
Yeah, so of course I started at Peete Elementary. That's where my career started. I was a kindergarten teacher there, then a third grade teacher, a fifth grade teacher. Then I stepped into the master teacher role, and then I was an assistant principal for 6 years. Okay,
so now you're ready to take on the challenge of principal.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your leadership philosophy.
So, my leadership philosophy, ever since I started my educational career, I believe that motivating, educating, and empowering our future leaders of tomorrow, today, has always been, what I believe in. And so I think that started shaping from the moment I set foot in a classroom. I had to be, vocal about my students' needs as a teacher. Then when I stepped into the master teacher role, I was there motivating the teachers themselves, being, that support for them. And as an assistant principal, I learned to really be transparent with my teachers, build those positive relationships, understand and learn how to communicate with them, with the staff, with the families, the students. So I think just my experience throughout has truly shaped the type of leader that I am.
Because you have the classroom experience with directly dealing with the students, and then of course supporting the staff, and then seeing the logistics of what it all takes to run a school. Tell us a little bit about how you build those relationships with staff, students, and with families.
So I think, part of building a relationship is really just letting them get to know you, the true you. I like to say that I lead with transparency. My teachers, my staff, they're always gonna know the why behind any initiative or anything I decide. And of course, communication is a big thing when it comes to building that relationship. So making yourself visible, making yourself present, communicating at all times with the families. I think that's all very important when it comes to building those relationships.
Well, and as you build those relationships in the first 100 days, I know we're well into the school year, what are some of the priorities that you have while you kind of go through this first semester?
So, first I want to really build a deep understanding of the school's culture, the systems, the people, and just the overall needs of the campus. I want to make sure that everyone, including the families, the students, is aware of our campus vision and those small goals that will get us there. And lastly, my goal is to really just establish myself as a supportive, as a consistent and approachable leader for students, staff, and the community.
Okay, well, speaking of the community, how do you plan to kind of like immerse yourself into the Peete community and the culture that's around there?
Yeah, so, we've had already a lot of great events that we've done, and that's just a great way to invite the community to come in and for me to learn about the community and the culture of the school. We started off the year by doing a backpack giveaway that Church of the Pines hosted there at Peete, and I was able to attend.
Yeah.
Yes, it was amazing. That was my first time actually getting to see some of the families, which was very interesting because I know some of the families. I grew up in the
you
Peete
grew up
community.
in the neighborhood.
Yes,
I mean,
I did.
You didn't go to Peete, but you were right down the road.
Right down the road on First Street, which is so amazing, driving to work every day now because I on purpose pass by First Street and I think of all the childhood memories. They just come to me and it's so neat. But so just definitely putting on those events. At the beginning of the school year, we also took a field trip around the Peete zone. It was really important for me as the principal to know the community and the zone that we serve. And it was important for me to have our new teachers understand that community. And it was a great reminder for our veteran teachers as well.
Yeah.
So
it's really good to see like where are the students coming from? Like this is how they live. These are their struggles. These are their challenges. Sure. These are their wins. Right. All of the things. That way they can serve the students even better.
For sure.
So tell us a little bit about your theme or your motto for the year.
Yeah. So our theme this year is Peete Elementary presents a year in the spotlight. So essentially like a Hollywood stars theme that came about just from some initiatives that we're putting in place at Peete this year, but also it's just a celebration of the unique abilities of all the students. We want to equip them with all the tools that they need to succeed. We want them to understand that no matter where they come from, what struggles they might have, they all have the potential of being leaders. They're all a star at Peete Elementary, and so that's our theme for the year.
Oh yes, roll out the red carpet.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Is there anything that you are super excited about that you have going on? Either it's already happened or coming up for this school year that you're just really excited about? Maybe it's a project that y'all are working on, or a goal, or an event.
I'm just excited about continuing to know the families. Again, growing up in the community, I know there's families that I know personally, and it's just super excited to continue building on those relationships, getting to know everyone, work with the families, collaborate. But more than anything, I really this year want to focus on putting Peete out there. It's a great school. There's a lot of great things happening at Peete, and I want Peete to be that school where teachers love to come teach at Peete, and families love to bring, their students at Peete. And so I also want more parent involvement for sure. So I want to invite the parents to always come out to our events and know that I'm there, as the principal. They have access to me. I want them to see me as a very approachable leader. So I'm just excited about putting, again, Peete out there in the community and for people to know that we're doing great things at the school.
Well, and I know you've got lots of things planned, like STEM nights, academic nights, lots of things at the school. Talk a little bit about how important it is to have that parent support, because it does take a village, as they say, when it comes to the education of the students.
Correct. Yeah, so, when they bring their student or their child to Peete, of course, I expect the teachers, myself, we pour all that we can into the children. But it's really important to also have that parent support. It's important for the kids to see that their parents care about their education, that they're always there behind them, supporting what we do and what they do in the classroom. So it's extremely important for the success of the child for us to collaborate with their parents.
Absolutely. And of course, they can always get involved. PTA is a big thing, wonderful way to get involved and support the kids in any way that you can there. What is something that you would like to share that we maybe haven't covered today, or maybe a thought that you would like for the listeners to walk away remembering?
Yeah, so again, I just think, Peete is a great school, and I want to get the word out there that there's a lot of great things happening at Peete. And again, I think just for our families, our staff, the students to know that I'm here for them. I'm here to support them throughout the year. I want to get to know everyone, continue to get to know everyone, and celebrate all those accomplishments. And again, just invite those families to come to Peete, to really be part of our school, because it's a great place, and it's of course dear to my heart as I grew up in the community.
Oh, I love it. Near and dear to your heart.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be a great year for Peete, I can tell already. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Talks with Tyler ISD. And if you would like to know more about all things Tyler ISD, you can always sign up for our newsletter at get.tylerisd.news. Subscribe to Talks with Tyler ISD on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Please share this episode with your friends and family.